Crichton. Hey, Bill, what's going on?
Not too much. Enjoying the warm weather in Florida just like you, except on the other coast.
Perfect, man. Perfect.
Yep.
Do you listen on the internet right now?
Yes.
Cool, man. Cool.
No, I enjoy that. That's in your Tiger TV and everything. I've been watching you for years, and you've really taken this whole programming to a level that's just phenomenal.
I appreciate it.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF Friday, folks. Let's make it a great one. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Cultivate wisdom. You don't need to accumulate knowledge to become wise. Anyone can become wise. When you become wise, you respect your body, you respect your mind, and you respect your soul. When you become wise, your life is controlled by your heart, not your head. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 60, NASDAQ down 23, S&P's flat. Gold contract up $3.60, trading at $1,662 an ounce. Silver down $1.11, trading at $38.32. Platinum down $2 at $1,719 an ounce. Copper off 10 cents at $4.12 a pound. Light sweet crude up 42 cents, trading out at $87.05. Bonds down a point and 26 at 131.28. Dollar index off 67 ticks at 74.68. Euro up 19 ticks at 142, and the yen down 44, trading out at 78.45. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have out here? Okay, S&P cash. We get to 1168.09. We do monster volume out here, folks. We do 2.2 billion versus the 1.8 of yesterday. Bottom line, what do we have? We know we get a lower low. You get volume inside it. That's saying that, bottom line, you're going to come back down to those levels again. Now, what we also have is this. If you're listening yesterday, I brought the S&P all the way back. Well, what gets really wild here is this. If you want to see where we went to, which we expected. Why? Because that was the next stop out here. And what it was is this, is that when you take the S&P and we bring it back to 2007, what you're going to see is that the large downdraft that we got in October, where there was just huge, this monster volume there, the top of that bar, folks, is 1167.03. Now, we got to 1168.09 today. Now, I'm going to change this, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to change this for you, and I'm going to put this on a monthly basis, and I'm going to use the SPY so you can see what the correlation is. And the correlation, we'll bring this back to 07 again. We're going to put it on a monthly, and I have to put it on, let's see. First I'm going to put it on a weekly to see if we can get the volume characteristic on the weekly. So on the weekly, you get the 116, and on the weekly right there, it's going to be 107. Yeah, see, you got to do it on the monthly. But that's all right, because this is what you have. First, we'll do the weekly. On the weekly, what we did on the SPY this week, we came down on 2.2 billion shares. That 2.2 billion shares, folks, basically is monster volume. When we came down in 2008, we were coming down also on 2.9 billion shares, on 3.2 billion shares, on 2.6 billion shares. So bottom line, you're coming down there with some juice. Now, on the monthly basis, what you have is this. The monthly basis, and of course, we're just beginning this month, the monthly basis is 11 billion shares. The high of that is the 116.69. And if you wanted to see how bizarre it is, we got to 116.86 today. That's your S&Ps. We go over to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow, what the Dow did out here. Dow gets down to 11,139. You close out at 11,444. We bring this back, take this back to 07 also. You put this in, we'll put this on the same monthly, and what you have here when we're dealing with that same level, the level you're dealing with there was 10,882. We haven't hit that yet. Bottom line is that that's a level that's out there that has the monster volume, so you get some kind of a bounce out of it. The NASDAQ composite. What we have with the composite is this. Composite today, huge volume, 3.7 billion shares versus 3.3 of yesterday. Composite also is coming down to the same numbers, and of course, you know, fast, furious, yes, it has it all. Okay, so what else do we get out here today? Well, what you also had is this. Yesterday we talked about the 5-day arms, huge 5-day arms. The trend came in today. The trend came in at 0.57. We had a 4.44 yesterday. The downtick, okay, was absolutely extraordinary today. What we had with the downtick is that we had a minus 1752. Now that minus 1752, folks, what that means specifically is that everyone was selling at the bids, meaning throwing the towel in at the same time. Approximately 5 minutes, it wasn't even almost 5 minutes, it was about 3 minutes after that came in, what is absolutely bizarre. And this happens. This is how basically bottoms are made. What ended up happening is that over in Europe, you know, the European Central Bank first off was saying yesterday that no, they're not going to monetize Italy's debt. They're not going to monetize Spain's debt. Basically, they threw in the towel and said, okay, yeah, we will monetize it. That's what basically initially took the S&Ps. If we take a look at the cash S&P, that happened at 11:50 a.m. this morning. That took the cash S&P from 1168, and that took it up in 40 minutes it went up 50 points to 1212. That was the first initial deal on the way back up. Now, what does that mean on a longer basis? Well, okay, so in a longer basis, where it means is this. What I expect you're probably going to see is this. Well, first off, we have to go over to the FTSE. Why? We have to go over to Europe. What Europe did out here, folks, Europe was also not only down, but stayed down. The FTSE was off 2.7%. You had the DAX down 2.75. If we go over to the FTSE first, what you're looking at is this. Bottom line is that the difference in the U.S. is that, yeah, we had the banks broke, still broke, and Europe, it's the countries that are broke. And the real question is going to be, does the ECB have enough money to bail out countries? Well, we'll find out. I suspect good old Ben Bernanke is probably getting a few calls and have been getting a few calls for the bailout. Okay, so the FTSE. What does the FTSE do? The FTSE right now is already back to October of 2009. Fast, furious, yeah. 1 week basically took back, what, October of 09? Yeah, pretty amazing. October 09, yeah. Basically 1 week took back a year and a half. And that's how that's shaken out. Does it want to go lower? Yes, it does. Monday morning, what I'm expecting is this. The lows that we put in here, okay, let's go over to the SPY first. What you have with the SPY is this. SPY comes down today with 644 million shares. Yesterday you did 522 million shares. That Monday morning open, you're going to get a test of these lows out here again. And the reason being is that the market itself in Europe closed at lows. It wants to get a little bit lower. Our market, high volatility, in spades, going up, down, and all over the place. There's going to be another downdraft before you'll get yourself a decent bounce out of here. The key to, depending on which side of the market you're on here, folks, is this, is that the way this market is set up right now, and whether it's, I'll put the SPY back up, and we'll put this on a weekly basis now, because of course we can set up the weeks. I'll put it back to 07, and when you see the break with conviction, we were talking about a break yesterday, this is a monster break with conviction. That is screaming. It is screaming that bottom line is that not only you know, a lower prices out there, but what is also out there is basically a test of the March levels. You know, we're already into, just so if you understand where we are, when we were coming down today, we're almost into the October 08 levels. Right now, the S&P is, in fact it is, we got into the October 08 levels in the SPY as we did in the S&P cash. And we are into them, and we closed into them. That close out there, folks, for the SPY was a close under 121.18. So bottom line is that sets up lower prices coming at us. If we go over and take a look at Bank of America, Bank of America is dead in the water. I mean big time too. BAC comes down today 66 cents. You do volume of 542 million out here. Now the amazing part about it is that the regulators, of course, have let Bank of America get away with being broke. And so what do they come out with today? Sure enough, they come out with BAC says that the original loan, see, they have to buy back all these loans, folks. They countrywide basically was probably was the biggest fraud out there. It's amazing that the CEO took the millions. He's gone. Forget it. They stuck Bank of America with the deal. You know, worst deal Bank of America ever could have made. Made it. Wrecked Bank of America, no doubt. Bottom line is that now Bank of America has to turn around and buy those loans back, okay, because they were fraudulent loans. And Bank of America basically sold them. They might have sold some of them, but countrywide, I suspect, sold most of them. And this is what it is. So now what you have is that BAC had already put $50 billion aside, okay? Well, they announced a $3 billion settlement with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now what's going on is that now it's going to cost them more than their first announcement. And folks, if you've been in the market for a while, you know that that's how it always goes. The bottom line is that the first numbers are never the real numbers. That has to do what accounting, that has to do with their balance sheet. They couldn't give a bigger number because if they had given a bigger number at the first place, what would it do? It BK the whole company. If we go take a look at Citigroup, put them under regulation. That's the bottom line. Under the legal regulation they're supposed to have. Citigroup, same deal. Now, in Citigroup's case, of course, that went for a 10-for-1 stock split. What ends up happening? Bottom line is that the stock goes from 50 to 33, 44. That is really, you know, Citigroup's back at $3.44. Citigroup is in the same situation. Citigroup basically made their own deals, you know. Bottom line is that Citigroup right now, you're at that 33. That's heading for 31. And what's wide open, bottom line, is that a lot lower prices out there for Citigroup. These banks, those two banks in particular, are in big trouble. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.